Okay, in this question, we are asked to factorize this expression. Now, this is not a question from a past paper. This is a question that I have put in my notes in my end of my PowerPoint presentations that I give to my class, and this was one of the questions at the end on the last page, called Test Your Understanding. And for this question, it's not a normal type of question that I've never really seen a question like that in the IGCSE, so it's a bit of an extension question, but some students were curious as to how we could solve this, and we solve it in a very similar way to splitting the middle term. Okay, I want to split up this into two parts, okay, where the sum of those two parts has to be xy, and the product of those two parts must be the same as these two multiplied. Okay, now I'm going to multiply the whole of the terms as well as just the numbers, just to make it clear. So you got 2x squared times 21 minus 21x squared. So you multiply this term, the first term, and the last term. Okay, so you got 2 times 21 negative 21 is negative 42, and you've got x squared y squared. I've got to find two numbers or two terms which multiply together to give us negative 42 x squared y squared, and yet when I add them together I get 1xy. Okay, so if you think about it, the numbers I'm thinking about are numbers that multiply to give you negative 42. So one must be positive, one must be negative. And because when you add them together, you get just a 1, there must be a difference of 1 between them. And those of you who know your times tables well, 6 times 7 is 42. So the numbers must be 6 and 7. Okay, but this time you're going to have an x and a y as well. So I'll just write that as 6x, y, and 7xy. However, when I add them together, I'm supposed to get plus 1. So the 6xy must be the negative one. So negative 6xy plus 7xy will give me 1xy. And negative 6xy times 7xy, you'll get negative 42x squared y squared. So this is the right way to split up this middle term. So I've got 2x squared minus 6xy plus 7xy minus 21y squared. Now I've got it ready to factorize by grouping, right? So I've got these two terms separate. So you see the common factor here is 2x, and here it's going to be x minus, what do I multiply by 2x to give me 6xy? You've got to have a 3 there, and you've got to have a y there. 2x times minus 3x, 2 times 3 is 6, times xy, that's right. Then I put the sign that comes next, which is plus. Then I look at these two terms and look for the common factor. The highest common factor, you got the 7, and you got one of the y's. Okay, and what goes inside the bracket? Well, what do I do? What do I multiply by 7y to get 7xy? Well, it's just an x. And what do I multiply by 7y to get negative 21y squared? Well, it has to be negative, it has to be a 3, and it has to be a y. Now we see in both these terms, the common factor is this bracket x minus y. So I can write x minus y in one bracket, and then I say, okay, this is the common factor, I've taken it out. 2x times 3x minus y, okay, I have to get that by multiplying something by x minus y, it must be 2x. That gives you 2x, x minus y, and then I want to be left with 7y times x minus 3y, so I have to multiply x minus 3y with plus 7y, and there we have it, we have factorized this quadratic expression. Okay, so this is not a past paper question. This is like an extension type of question from factorizing, taken from my notes, which I gave to my class. And one of the students was asking about how to solve it, which he should have done in the beginning of grade 9, but maybe he forgot, no problem. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be doing another video soon.